It's only the lip balm I just put on a second ago that prevents me from drinking my coffee for the next 10 minutes. So I figured might as well make a video recording right now. For YouTube, for that matter, indeed. We're going to talk about very briefly, for less than 10 minutes, should you only change yourself for people you respect? This gets into a really deep rabbit hole. It's like, of course you would change regardless of whether you respect them or not. You have to change regardless. But it does feel a lot better when you change for people you respect, right? It does feel way, way better. Way, way better when you change for people you actually have respect for. And it's like, the whole gamut with respect is earned or respect is inherent, whether you trust someone or compassionate with them. And trust and compassion should be earned, even if respect isn't earned, because the idea about respect not being earned, and I'll get into this a little bit later, but in other videos, but there's the idea that respect is inherent because you should respect everyone, no matter where they come from, janitor or ambitious person. Let alone whether or not trust and compassion should be earned, because trust and compassion should technically be earned, just not respect. That's how they explain that. So, anyways, changing yourself over time is the goal, anyways. People get a little uneasy when you say things like, even when I say things like, oh, should I change only for people I respect? Why would you not change in the first place? It's like, it shouldn't be about other people. Oh, it shouldn't be about the persons who have nothing to do with your life, or it shouldn't have to worry about you because they only care about themselves. In a good light, because no one should ever care about too much about you in the first place. And if they do, they're full of themselves anyways, and yada, 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 this, that, and the third. And, no one cares about you. If they do, they care too much. They're kind of energy there, but... So when people hear that the question I posed in this video, they think to themselves, then why are you changing in the first place if it's not about you? And it's like, to easily answer that question without too much bias or judgment, it's because you don't want to change if it's only about you. And this gets into yet another can of worms where it's like, but if it's only about you, isn't that the point? Isn't that the point of changing because it's about your own changes? And to that counter argument, I'm going to pose the idea that if it wasn't about your own virtues and reasons, there would be no point. Because if you're changing for everyone else's reasons for you, everyone's reasonings for you to change, and not your own, there is no point in itself. And that gets very, very frustratingly deep. Because if you're not changing for your own reasons to be a better person, if they don't line up with your own virtues and values, of course it would be a little frustrating to deal with it. That should be obvious enough, but unfortunately it's the exact opposite. Instead of it being obvious, it's the least obvious thing about that, is that your intentions and goals matter as a person. Because if you do not improve for what aim and worthy ideals you have, Napoleon Hill style, even Earl Nightingale for that matter, Earl Nightingale and Napoleon Hill, you have to change for a reason you can't with yourself. Because if you didn't, then changing for everyone else only meets their ideals, and that will never end because in theory, you'll just go on to the next person that's not in your life anymore. Wherever you go, there you are. So if you only change for your own reasons, at least you're not selfish in the regard of what stays with you. But if you change for everyone else's strictly, or even included could be a little different, but this gets a little weird. It's like, trusting your own intentions is very valuable. Not letting someone else override their intentions over yours, even if it's so-called safety, that always gets me. Like, that always will get me, dude. I made a Kingdom post just recently about that. About the 10 things that irk me about my life skills and life story stuff. And it's like, one of them was literally, oh, safety is a number one priority. You can't argue against that. But they enforce that with invading boundaries. It's like, there's a little projection there, but you're going to want to improve for a reason of your own, at the very bare minimum, bare least. If you can't do that, changing for everyone else's reasons, even if it's good intentioned, even if it's perfect what they taught you to do, and right or wrong for the end of time, that won't last. It's not supposed to. If you can change for your own reasons and trust your own intentions, as I'll banter on this channel over and over again, trusting your own intentions, even on my defense, I've advocated this a little bit. Thank gosh they're in my life, by the way. But whoever's still there, at least, or whoever can stay at least for a little longer, hopefully. End card content. Change for your own reasons, foremost. If you can change for other people's reasons included, that's good. But don't change strictly because someone told you to. Because the reason that does not last is because the goals and virtues you have matter. If you only listen to someone else's changes, they are not pointless for that, but they are pointless anyways.